I'm just so happy that I made a friend. The worst thing is...
I think I've met like one other Scottish person in my life before I met you.
Ask her now. Just say it now. Like, oh my gosh, Kristine, just go away.
No, I've actually hated Eve since the moment we met. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm here with my roommate, Eve.
Hello!
And we're gonna do a little Q&A. I asked you guys on my story to ask Eve some questions or ask us some questions. You guys seem to really like Eve in some of my other videos and want Eve and I to make a podcast. Time for you guys to get to know Eve.
Yeah, because we talk a lot.
And we're doing what we do best, which is eat some noodles. I'm eating some chicken pho.
And I've just got some regular old chicken ramen. These are the best ones.
Alright, let's get started with your questions.
So I'm 21 years old. I'm from Edinburgh in Scotland. And then I moved to London when I was 17 and trained at a musical theatre college. I got my first Royal Caribbean contract in 2022, which was on Spectrum of the Seas, which was out of Asia. And I did the same shows that Kristine did on Odyssey. There's slight differences, but it's showgirl and effectors. So that was a lot of fun. I did that for 11 months and then I did a replacement contract. So this is my third contract with Royal Caribbean.
How did you become a royal dancer and what's your dance background?
My dance background is I started dancing when I was 3. Like, I feel like a lot of us all started around that age, I don't know.
Baby ballet.
Yeah, just in a local dance school in Edinburgh, which was amazing. Such a good dance school, so I got some great training there. And then, like I said, I trained in London. There's a big dance convention in London called Move It, and they were doing Royal Caribbean Open Editions there, and I went with my 2 roommates at the time, and we just decided, we saw it advertised and we were like, I'm not sure whether like worth going or not. We decided, we went, we learnt the routine, and then we got through all the rounds and we were like, what is going on? I seriously thought we were gonna get cut first round. And then about 2 weeks later, I think it was really fast.
2 weeks?
Yeah, it was really fast. I think it was because of COVID. I saw the email first, and then my other roommate saw the email, and then we went and found our other roommate and she had the same email, so all 3 of us were going together, which was so much fun.
Same ship.
Yeah, the exact same ship. 3 roommates, we'd lived together for 3 years. And then my best friend, shout out Emma, who actually did hand over with you on Odyssey, so it's a small world. She is like one of my best friends from home, and she also got that contract, so
that is so rare.
Yeah.
Because when I started my contract, I didn't know anybody. Eve said this contract, she didn't know anybody walking into Ovation. And
it was really different. Like we were literally speaking about this morning. So different to do a contract when you know no one. Quite scary. But I'm just so happy that I made a friend.
Eve has 1 friend.
I've got 1. We've got such a good cast.
We do. What's your favorite port you've ever visited?
On my last contract, Phuket, I think, in Thailand. We went every Saturday and it was right on the beach. There was a tender boat and it was right like where everything is. Everything was really cheap in Thailand. It was just gorgeous, and almost every single Saturday we had like an amazing day. My favourite day probably ever was when I went to the Phi Phi Islands in Thailand from Phuket, but also Tokyo as well. I loved Tokyo, like that was incredible, but I only went for 1 day. I wish I could have gone for longer, but that was amazing. What about you?
Mine, I've said it on my channel before, but Sorrento. But we ported in Naples and then I'd take the ferry to Sorrento.
Yeah.
But every single time I went to Sorrento, it was like the best day ever. And then Caribbean, I loved Grand Cayman. It was like every time we ported in Grand Cayman, it was like the best day.
I don't think I've heard you talk about that.
But Grand Cayman, we only had like 4.
But they were good ones.
But they were good ones.
Right.
And the sand was like white, like so soft and white, and then the water was like gorgeous teal. We'll see at the end of this contract what our favorite port is of this contract. I feel like I can't speak on it yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, what do you like and dislike the most about ship life?
I'll do dislike first. Okay. The worst thing is being away from family plus the Wi-Fi. That combination is really difficult, especially where we are at the moment. For both of us, we're so far away from home. If you want to speak to someone and then you look at the time that it is at home and you're like,
it's like 3 AM back home.
Yeah, or you finally find a time to FaceTime and the Wi-Fi is not working. plus having to pay for the Wi-Fi. I think that combination is probably the hardest. Everything else you really adjust to, but the Wi-Fi is always something that's like frustrating. And love, oh, that's a hard one. There's so much I love about it, honestly.
Ship life is fun.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Like, I love, at the moment, I think currently what I'm enjoying the most about this contract is the like friends that we have. This ship, Ovation, is very, very good for crew welfare and like crew activities. Like, there's so much going on the ship. And also I think as a cast are doing a lot. Like, we literally had a party last night, which was a lot of fun. That was for Christine's birthday. Things like that, and just like hanging out and things. Like, it's like we're in a boarding school or something. Like, your friends, it's like you're living with all of your friends. So there's never a moment where you're like, oh, I wish I could see them. Like, you can.
Like, we can just knock on their door. And everyone always wants to hang out, I find.
Yeah. It's rare that people are not in the mood to hang out. I think at the moment that's my favourite. But another thing is definitely the places that we get to go. As I always say, when you realise that you've just get paid to be on a beach, technically.
I honestly would say the exact same thing, but I'm gonna try to give different ones. Something I really dislike about ship life is, like, sorry if you've watched my videos and you know this already, but like your access to things. Like, let's say I'm really, really craving chocolate and I don't have chocolate already stocked up in my cabin, then it's like,
and
you
the
can't get,
is closed.
Especially on these cruises, they're like long cruises, so it's like I won't get what I need until like in 12 days. Yeah. So that's kind of hard. Yeah. Especially the one that we've just done, we just did the South Pacific one. And that was really difficult because we know where to go in New Zealand, I feel, but when it's just a beach, you're like, I got what I need. Something I love besides the friends, because I love our friendship group on board, like we have the best people here. But I would say is like the cultures and like learning so much about other people. I think I've met like one other Scottish person in my life before I met Eve. And now I feel like I know all about Scotland. Yeah, and she's gonna come and visit. I can say a couple words. Feel. Feel. That's a personal favorite, I think. Feel. Just so many countries that I've honestly like never met anyone from those countries, and now we know so much just because we speak to people from those countries, and people with such different experiences, like so many stories to hear. I was gonna say, like, I've never been to Asia, and hearing all of Eve's stories about Asia like makes me want to go visit so many other places. I think that's the best thing about like working and living on cruise ships too, is that since we get to see like little bits of so many different places, it makes your worldview so much bigger. Like, you want to go see 10 times more places since you've seen like little bits of these places. How do you become roommates, and how do you decide who gets top and bottom bunk? So how did we become roommates? Were we actually assigned rooms in Miami, or did... I mean, they put us 4 in a room of 4, but then there were like 2 rooms of 2. Yeah. And then that was just kind of like random, it just happened. There was a problem with my flights, so I came, I think it was like 2 days late in the end actually. So when I landed in Miami, I got a text message from Christine saying that we were roommates. She's like, I think you're my roommate. And then Eve just popped up. Yeah. So then we were obviously roommates for that whole time. So I feel like it was kind of natural because we were getting on so well. Yeah. And I remember we would like sit up late at night and like talking about how we like to spend our time on board and things, and we were just like, oh, we're really similar. Like really similar. Yeah. The same type of things would annoy us, or the same type of things we would like appreciate from each other. So then I can't even remember, just one day I think we were both just like, I think I was thinking about it. Yeah. And so you asked me. Oh, I did. It was like a proposal. I did. I remember being like, just ask her now. Just say it now. Just go for it, Eve. So then I asked you, and she said yes. I've been thinking the same thing. Yeah. And then there's like a sheet in the rehearsal studios where we could just like write down our names that we want to room together. Like, you weren't in the studio, and I was like, should I write down our names? And I was like, no, I was like, okay, it's official. I think that moment is on like your YouTube channel that day. Oh yeah. There's a clip somewhere of us going, and it's official, we're roommates. Yeah. Announcement. Eve is gonna be my roommate. Yeah. We're also really lucky as dancers, since we have the rehearsal process to like get to know each other, and so we can request roommates. But if you were probably any other job on board, you just
don't get to pick.
assigned a random roommate.
Yeah. If you're lucky enough, you might make a friend on board and then be able to switch things, but
Right.
we are very lucky to have that a choice. Like, we get a choice of who our roommate's going to be, or at least you get a chance to.
Especially because we get to know each other like so well in Miami.
Was there a second part to that?
Oh, how do you decide who gets top and bottom bunk?
It was very, very
So
easy. I feel like we had spoken about it before we decided we were roommates anyway, because I love top bunk and you love bottom
and
bunk.
I love the bottom bunk. So we were like, top, bottom, cool.
Yeah, perfect. I love the top because it's like my own little room up there. I think I always wanted like a balcony as a kid or something, or like a loft, you know, like the loft rooms. So it's just a little version of that.
I feel like I wouldn't care, like, if my next contract, if someone wanted bottom bunk, I'd be like, I'll take top. Also, I've gotten some questions about people asking like how we chose cabinets, like how I chose the right and the left, or like how we chose closets, and we are literally not that deep. Like, we literally were like, you want this one? Yeah. Or just started putting our stuff in.
And with the wardrobes, once you pick which side you are on the wardrobe, we just kind of picked, like, we're the same side for everything now.
Yeah, but it wasn't that deep.
Yeah, it's really not that deep.
How do you give each other private times while living together?
we don't. We don't want to. So I feel like we're so similar that we can chill together. Like, there's like never that I'm like, oh my gosh, Kristine, just go away. Like, I'm never like that.
We were just talking about how every time we're apart, we're usually trying to find each other. Anyway,
there's normally one of us messaging each other being like, hey, where are you? I miss you.
What are you doing? I miss you. Like, he was taking a nap earlier and I was like, all right, sleep tight, love you, see you later.
What did you say? You said sleep tight, buttercup.
Sleep tight, buttercup.
I smelled it that. But if we needed it, we would definitely leave each other, and I feel like we have the type of relationship where you can say, oh, I just need a bit of time to myself. But
we also know each other really well, so I feel like we can tell when we like need a second.
Yeah, we can sense the energy. If we're gonna be hyper and giddy, we sense that. I feel like we feed off of each other. That's why we
bring it out of each other. How do you coordinate getting ready in the cabin since we have the same work schedule? That's probably the hardest part.
Definitely.
Living together in these tiny little baby cabins.
Especially with the one that we've got at the moment, because there's just a lack of floor space.
It's a lot of bumping over and be like, sorry, stepping over you, sorry. And we added this little mirror. We have this big mirror.
One of us will sit and use this one, and one of us will sit and use this one. We just get ready at the same time, but just step over each other.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all you gotta do. As Eve calls it, the teensy insy wincy.
It's the teensy wincy.
Insy teensy cabin. What are your hobbies outside of dance? We have lots. We love hobbies.
Currently, I'd like never really played pool, like here and there, maybe once or twice. I can't even, us and Kerry one day decided to start playing that, and that's been like a massive hobby here. And it's a lot of fun. And we've got a little coach.
We do.
Shout out to Alfonso. He's our coach, he helps us. Yeah, so that's the main hobby at the moment. What else do we do?
Both of us really like to read.
Yeah,
we're both readers.
Yeah.
Eve crochets occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. I've kind of fallen off of that, but I'm gonna get back to it. And I sometimes draw. I'm not very good at it.
You do.
But I do like to doodle. I've got to paint by numbers. Little things like that. I feel like we're both kind of things that kind of switch the brain off. Oh, I started learning to play chess.
Oh, true. We got the time to do it.
Yeah,
so
you just have so much time. Play Uno.
Oh yeah, we do play Uno. Card games, board games, love games. What's the honest truth about living with someone in such a small space? Be honest.
The honest truth.
Honest truth. My friend Hallie asked this. Love you, Hallie.
I've had 3 roommates now because it's my 3rd contract, but I've been so lucky with all 3, and that we get on so well that I really don't mind it. People always ask this question, but I'm like, it's fun.
Thank goodness we get along.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it would be so different if you didn't get on with your roommate.
Right.
If
you have great energy in this little space, then it goes really well.
Yeah. It is hard, and it's an adjustment for sure.
I think the biggest thing is like being considerate about your roommate.
Yeah.
Like if you're not considerate about your roommate and like don't think about them, then that's where like all the troubles fall. You leave one thing on the floor and it's a mess.
Yeah.
Like
you've got to stay.
You have to constantly be on top of like cleaning up.
If one person's gone to bed early and the other person's out late, it's just like coming in and not switching the light on. Funny story. One time I walk into the cabin and it was dark in here, and Christine's curtains. No, I don't even think your curtains were closed. Or like they were half
I was
closed.
underneath.
Yeah,
I was under the blanket.
she was under the covers. So then I walked in and I turned the light on. I was playing my YouTube video out loud, like high volume. And then about 15 minutes later, I hear a call. It was Kristine. I had no idea. I had no clue that she was in. That was like the one time I've ever been inconsiderate. Like,
I fell asleep with my AirPod in because I was watching a video, and I remember like waking up, taking the AirPod out, and being like, Eve is not usually like so loud when I'm asleep. Like the lights on, like she's just cleaning.
we wouldn't watch our YouTube videos out loud unless we were both watching it. Anyway, so that one of you were sleeping. Oh, I felt so bad. And I got a fright as well. But some people definitely couldn't do it, I'm sure.
For sure.
But you adjust to it. And yeah, as long as you've got a good roommate, you just gotta embrace it.
If you weren't professional dancers, what do you think you would be doing now?
I definitely would have gone to like a normal uni. It's slightly different in the UK. We go to like a musical theatre or like a dance college, like that is specifically for that, and you still get a degree in things if you want one, but I think I probably would have gone to normal university. I feel like it would have either been history or psychology. I feel like maybe more psychology, maybe criminal psychology. I'm quite interested in that. Oh yeah, what about you?
I mean, I have a degree in business management, marketing, entrepreneurship. I do like marketing, like I could see myself doing marketing, but while I was in college studying it, I knew that I did not want to do it. Like I remember studying and being like, I can't wait to dance full time. Like I did not want to be doing it. Or I would probably start my own business. I feel like I'm a very independent gal.
Yeah.
And I don't...
You've got the motivation and the creative vision.
Not that I don't like working for someone else, but I would like want to work for myself. Like that's like the goal. I mean, even though we work obviously under Royal Caribbean, like we are each like our own independent like
we're our own business.
Yeah, we are our own business to get this job. Like you're the one who has to push yourself out there, and I do love that about being a dancer, how like everyone's so different. We are our jobs. Yeah,
we are. Like we are, that's what we always got told.
Like no one else could do exactly what you could do.
I mean, it was kind of set in stone that I wanted to do this for a long time.
Same.
Here we are.
How do you not wake each other up in the morning? We also like more than likely wake up at the same time.
Yeah, we have very, very similar sleeping schedules, I feel. But
we shut the curtains. And so usually it's like if your curtains shut, I mean this is just kind of like a universal rule, but if the curtains shut, it's like they are in their beds asleep. Yeah, because sometimes I'll be in bed, but I just open my curtain and we're like, hey.
And then it's like, oh, morning.
Morning, but I don't want to get up yet.
Yeah, even if like I hear you moving around, I'm not saying morning until you open those curtains.
That's like, our door.
That is, it's kind of, that's like, if you shut them, then you're not there.
Yeah, that's your bedroom.
Yeah, that's your bedroom.
Or like yesterday, I could not wake up. Like I was dead to the world, and Eve was getting ready.
So early.
She was up so early, and I wanted to just open my curtain and be like, you can turn on the lights because I need to start waking up, and I just couldn't even get those words out. Eve just got ready.
We just get ready in the dark.
It's not that
I
deep.
just would normally take all my stuff into the bathroom and then get ready in there. Like,
Going back to the consideration, it's just all about that. Did we dance together on our previous contracts?
No.
Nah.
But we did do the same shows.
And the royal bubble is so small that like we know so much of the same people.
Yeah.
Like we have so many similar friends.
Like I knew a lot of people that were on Kristine's last contract because they had been on the cast before mine on Spectrum. But yeah, we've never danced together. Yeah,
you like hear of or like know of people.
Yeah.
And then it's just like if you get to work with them one day. I remember seeing a video of Eve. The turn with the layout. Like I watched this video so many times because everyone was like, oh my gosh, look at this girl's improv. I look on her Instagram and that's the girl that we were watching the video of.
That's me.
Same thing with LJ. LJ was like known as the girl that fell down the stairs. And I had watched this video of this girl.
She falls down those stairs.
Falling down the stairs. And I just remember seeing this video. And then one time we were chatting and I realized she was the girl that fell down the stairs. So
that's funny, isn't it?
It's a very small world.
I've got the layout and she's gonna fall down the stairs. Sorry, LJ. She's an incredible dancer.
She's great.
She's known for that. Yeah, funny story actually. My friend Emma, and that was on my contract and then did handover with Kristine on Odyssey. She actually messaged me like, I met this girl Kristine and she was in the last cast. She's got Ovation and I think you guys would be really good roommates. She said that. So thanks, Emma.
Thanks, Emma.
She's manifesting it for us.
Favorite style of dance? Mine changes every day.
Yeah.
What about favorite style of dance that we like to watch each other do?
Okay. Okay, contemporary. I love watching you do contemporary.
Oh, thanks.
Lockie's style of commercial the other day. Like
Oh,
a
that was
sassy
fun.
girly commercial. I like
Yeah.
watching you do.
Oh, thanks. I love watching Eve do musical theater. Like,
yeah, I think
she's
that's some
so
of my
good.
favorites all the time.
Also like sassy jazz. I didn't expect you to. I don't that sounds weird. I just like didn't see you as like a sassy jazz dancer. Like I thought of you like technical,
Like,
clean jazz, but you have like sass and attitude. You look really good.
Thanks.
Like, you know what I mean.
Thanks. Yeah, I think musical theatre is my favorite.
What does Eve think people who only know me from YouTube would find most surprising about me?
Oh, that's really hard. I feel like maybe just quite how funny she is. Like the other day, I was just watching you, especially when she's on a roll. Like they are just like popping out left, right, and center. It's like the comedic timing and like facial expressions. I don't think you're trying to be funny. It just comes out so funny. It really, really is. But I feel like that's because it's like the interactions with people. So maybe on YouTube you don't see that as much because it's like the. But probably that, just how funny you are. Like, you really make me laugh.
Growing up, I was always like very shy, very quiet. I was reading my birthday card, everyone like signed a birthday card, and like so many people wrote that I was like so like loud and energetic and funny. I used to not be like that at all. But I think also, to be deep, when I'm with like safe people and like friends that I know don't judge me for like being me, that I'm like fully just like
hilarious. So funny.
Was it easy to become good friends quickly?
Yeah.
No, I've actually hated Eve since the moment we met. No, actually
We
like
hate each other?
Actually, Eve's first impression of me was terrible.
But it wasn't that bad, but like you were just not in a good mood.
I was in the worst mood, and I remember walking in and I said, "Hey, nice to meet you. This is not who I usually am. I need to vent about something."
But I also loved it because I was like, oh yeah, this girl, like, if you had come in and been annoyed about something and I was like, oh, dramatic.
Yeah.
But no, I would have been just the same. So straight away I was like, oh, we have the same morals.
We clicked very fast.
Very easily.
With many of our friends in the cast.
Yeah, it was very, very easy. And I mean, we used to stay up till early hours of the morning just chatting in Miami. We have a lot of the same experiences, like, that we can relate on. And also some drastically different experiences, which has been so interesting because we kind of put each other's lives into perspective sometimes.
Yeah. It's crazy how we are from such different places.
Yeah.
And we are so similar. Yeah. This is a question from Scarlett. How do you warm up for your in-cabin vocal sessions?
We don't. We don't have to.
We just perform.
Yeah, we don't have to. We're just ready to go whenever.
Eve and I do sing very loud, very often.
We're maybe considerate to each other, but maybe we're not so considerate sometimes to our neighbours.
We don't only just sing in our cabin.
No,
we sing down the I-95, we sing backstage.
Yeah, but it just brings so much joy.
Sometimes Eve will hit a note and I'm like, yeah, let's go girl. We really like hype each other up, even if we have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. And then I always remind her, I did train for 3 years. You wouldn't normally tell. Sometimes that training comes out.
In The Beautiful Dream, when we have to sing, it's the only time I've been told to sing on stage, and therefore I will do it until someone tells me to be just
And we just wish we sounded like
the singers. Yeah. Actually, Scarlett, that's really the reason we try to sing. It's just to be a little bit more like you every day.
You're watching.
How long was your replacement contract, and how is it different than a normal contract?
So my replacement contract originally was 1 month, but with the possibility to extend. And I had heard about what the situation was with the cast, and there was a lot of injuries, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna be there a lot longer than 1 month. But I ended up doing it for 2 months. I went out knowing that it was not going to be the same as my contract before, so I went out with a completely different mindset. And I was also very happy to stick to myself because I didn't know if anyone was going to like me. But I actually made so many amazing friends on that contract, and it was so much fun being a replacement because you kind of get thrown into different roles, and I love that. So now for Showgirl and Effectors, I think I've done almost every track you can do in those shows. But it's definitely different from going in because obviously the cast are already really close, and that cast that I joined was really, really close. But they welcomed me with open arms, and yeah, I still have a lot of love for that cast.
And last one, what's your favorite thing about being roomies?
Oh, my favorite thing. Oh, that is so hard.
That is really
actually
hard.
So many things. Just the energy we have in here is just so
It's
much
so
fun.
good.
Like I want to be in the room and like chilling, or just
Yeah.
like we're just so on the same wavelength. Whether it's like deep chat or whether it's like laughing and singing and dancing, we're always like right there with each other.
Yeah, true.
And she's very supportive.
My favorite thing about being roommates with Eve, I think just like the person she is someone you always want to be around. And so then like I'll leave the room to do something and I already miss her.
Yeah.
And that's how
so
you know,
cute.
that's how you know you found a bestie. So every time we're like together in the room, I'm like, oh, so excited to spend time with my bestie.
Yeah.
If we do want alone time, it's like alone time to be with ourselves. It's not like because we don't want to be with the other person.
No, that is so true. It's never because we've
So-
like annoyed each other.
Yeah, I'm very, very thankful for our dynamic. And also, we have like really good friends that we are both also friends with. Yeah.
We walk around like
And
this.
I would say I also really respect that we can have other friendships and we're never like threatened by each other being friends with other people.
No.
And like we could have the same friend and like both hang out with them separately and then also hang out with all of us together and we're
there's
like the
not
same.
1 ounce of like competitiveness or jealousy or anything.
Yeah.
It's a very good friendship.
And as our moms think, we're friends for life.
That's what my mom said.
Thanks for coming.
I hope that was good.
I hope you guys liked this, like get to know me. I want to do it with some other people in the cast or on the ship as well.
You should.
If you have any other questions for me or Eve, you can leave them down below. You can also follow Eve on Instagram. I'll have it linked down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell so you're notified every time I make a post. Make sure you follow my Instagram so you stay tuned on where I am in the world and wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having the best day. See you in the next video!